Welcome to our channel. Lots of summaries of interesting films. Keep it updated. Press subscribe and turn on notifications. To support us, you can like and share our videos. Enjoy watching.
Brussels, 1914. During World War I, the Allies are preparing to attack the Yser Bridge. Captain Wren's plan to wait for their attack is changed by Hercule Poirot. Instead, they launch their assault in 7 minutes while remaining masked from the enemy's eyes by a wave of gas. The soldiers attack the Central Powers successfully after following Poirot's example. Inadvertently tripping a bomb, Wren's is killed along with several other troops and Poirot as it explodes on the bridge. All of this occurs as Wren's compliments Poirot on his plan. Poirot is awakened in the hospital by Catherine, his romantic interest and nurse. He says she shouldn't have come, but she adamantly expresses her love for him. Catherine simply tells him to grow a mustache as soon as he turns around and reveals the explosion scars on his face. Poirot goes to see jazz vocalist Salome Audubon perform in a nightclub in 1937 in London. Her niece Rosalie bargains with the conceited maitre d' and gets her money. Simon Doyle and Jackie de Belfort, a young couple, are dancing. They dance and give each other passionate kisses while Salome sings. Then affluent heiress Lynette Ridgway, a friend of Jackie's, enters the club. She asks Jackie, who she meets, if she can help Simon find employment before their wedding. Simon and Lynette dance with just as much intensity as Simon and Jackie did after Jackie introduces the two of them, making Jackie uncomfortable as she looks on. 6 weeks later, Poirot is in Egypt. As he enjoys tea and cake near the Sphinx, he notices a man flying a kite on the pyramid. As soon as he sees that it is his old friend Book, he begins to chastise the man. He greets Poirot with excitement and presents him to his mother, Euphemia. When she sees Poirot, she is underwhelmed and focuses more on painting the pyramid. The wedded pair Simon and Lynette are honored at a party at the First Cataract Hotel with the help of Book and Poirot. The attendees include Dr. Linus Windlesham, Lynette's former lover, as well as Euphemia, Salome, Rosalie, Louise Bourget, Lynette's godmother Marie Van Schulier, Lynette's nurse Mrs. Bowers, Andrew Cachadurian, Lynette's cousin who administers her will. Book confesses to Poirot that Andrew is a slippery fish who only Lynette can trust and that Marie leans toward communism and hates Lynette's fortune, but Mrs. Bowers and Louise are envious of Lynette's wealth. The party is dampened by Jackie's sudden appearance, which has been happening since Simon dumped her for Lynette, when Lynette and Simon run across Poirot while they are strolling around the neighborhood. They ask him to investigate Jackie's ongoing harassment of them because it has made Lynette feel uncomfortable and afraid. Jackie admits that Lynette has always cast a shadow over her when speaking with Poirot. In the school play Antony and Cleopatra, Jackie was supposed to play Antony, but their instructor cast Lynette in her place. Jackie believes Simon still has feelings for her and has a .22 caliber rifle in her suitcase. When Poirot informs Lynette and Simon of this information and counsels them to go home and start their lives, Simon makes a different decision. Simon invites the guests to continue the celebrations on his boat, the SS Karnak, the next day. Later, Lynette finds Poirot in his room and tells him that none of the guests have her trust. Later, Poirot sees Andrew approaching Lynette to get her approval on a real estate transaction, which enrages Mrs. Bowers. Rosalie raises a question, and Andrew backs off. Later that night, as the guests are having fun, Book and Poirot have a talk. Book tells Poirot that he is in a relationship with Rosalie and is deeply in love with her, but they need his mother's blessing first. He also expresses appreciation for Salome's interest in Poirot and urges Poirot to pursue love. The group stops at Abu Simbel afterwards. When Book tries to tell Euphemia about his relationship with Rosalie while they are there, she displays her contempt. He is content that he no longer needs to keep their relationship a secret, though. Poirot learns that he is wearing a disguise from Salome, with whom he is speaking. Soon later, a boulder is going to fall on top of Lynette and Simon while they are in close proximity. A sandstorm causes the guests to seek refuge a short while later. They return to the boat after things have subsided to find Jackie waiting for them. Simon claims that they are powerless to stop her because she has a ticket to board. The guests are eating dinner as Simon and Lynette get ready to leave the following morning. Poirot has a glass of champagne and feels sick to his stomach. As soon as he steps outside, Jackie is talking to her about their failed relationships. The death of Catherine, who was killed in an explosion, according to Poirot, is what made him the person he is now. After Poirot has gone to bed, Jackie discovers Simon and Lynette making fun of her for how many times they had sex that day. After Lynette has gone to bed, Simon and Jackie argue, and as a result, Jackie shoots Simon in the leg. In shame over what she has done, she throws the gun to the side. While Windlesham repairs Simon's leg, Mrs. Bowers attends to Jackie as she begins to scream. The next morning, Louise bursts into the couple's chamber and cries in terror. Lynette is dead, her head shot through. It is claimed that she was slain in her sleep. Lynette was also sporting a necklace made of a precious gem that was taken. Although Mrs. Bowers is convinced that Jackie never got out of bed, Jackie is the major suspect. Upon viewing his wife's body, Simon sobs in agony. With the aid of Simon and Book, Poirot interrogates the visitors after removing Lynette's body. Louise speaks to the men first, telling them that she was previously engaged and intended to leave Lynette's profession after getting married. But Lynette had her fiancé break off their engagement when she offered to pay off his debts as a test of his love for her. Poirot and Book find out from Windlesham that he still had romantic feelings for Lynette and had thought about killing himself after learning of her engagement. Initially going by the name Lord Windlesham, he desired to interact with people. Andrew acknowledges that the contracts he had in mind would have cost Lynette money and her estate when he is questioned by the men. Additionally, Andrew is shown carrying a .45 caliber gun. Then, Book summons Marie and Mrs. Bowers in for interrogation. It is found that during the Great Depression, Lynette's family drove Mrs. Bowers' aristocratic family from their land. Poirot also comes to the conclusion that Mrs. Bowers and Marie are dating. After a short while, Jackie's gun with a bullet hole in it is found in the sea, wrapped in Marie's scarf that has vanished. Without including the bullet Jackie used to shoot Simon, there are 2 others missing from the gun. Salome explains to Poirot that Lynette and she initially did not get along since Lynette once complained about being in a pool with her, a woman of color, as a result of Lynette's subpar upbringing by her terrible father, but that they eventually got along pretty well. Salome is also shown carrying a firearm resembling the one Jackie used. Euphemia interrupts, saying that she found Lynette's jewelry in her room. Poirot admits that Euphemia paid him to spy on Rosalie in order to establish whether or not she was actually good for Book in a confrontation that occurs after his examination of Euphemia's chamber. Poirot's admission that Rosalie is a good fit for Book offends Rosalie, and she reprimands him. They swiftly locate Louise's body in the water despite his pursuit of her. Her throat had been cut open with a scalpel that was missing from Windlesham's collection of weapons. Additionally, she is found to be carrying cash. Poirot notices that a potential witness to Louise's homicide has partially covered some blood splatter on the wall. The guests enter their rooms and lock the doors for their own protection. After speaking with Simon one more time, Poirot begins questioning Book, who is astonished to hear his friend make the accusation. He thinks that Book had found Lynette dead, and that he had had her jewelry taken and concealed in Euphemia's room to blame her and release him and Rosalie. Louise tried to bribe the murderer before she was slain, but Book threw his coat into the river because it was stained with her blood. Book is fatally shot in the throat by a gunshot before he can name the person he saw. Poirot pursues the murderer but is unable to apprehend them. Poirot then locks the customers inside the bar with the help of the workers while he gets ready to apprehend the murderer. Poirot admits that Andrew threw the boulder that almost killed Simon and Lynette, but he insisted that no one was actually murdered. It is revealed that Simon, who was collaborating with Jackie, the mastermind of the group, was responsible for Lynette's murder. They wanted Simon to marry Lynette and then inherit her money when she died. Jackie first shot Lynette with a blank, then he used a real gun to shoot himself in the head, dousing the sound with Marie's scarf. He also stole some red paint from Euphemia to make himself appear injured before shooting himself. Since Louise was a witness and Simon was going to divulge Jackie's identity, Jackie killed Louise and then Book after receiving a signal from him. The 2 lovers discover they are being watched and aim a gun at the guests. Before shooting Simon in the back, Jackie offers him one more kiss. She is also injured by the bullet because she has no other option. They die in each other's arms. The guests disembark the boat. Windlesham claims that he will continue to work in Africa. Despite being appreciative that Poirot found Book's killer, Rosalie and Euphemia nevertheless have a negative opinion of the detective. Salome confesses to Poirot that she too felt drawn to him. 6 months later, Salome is still playing the same London nightclub. Poirot attends and trims his mustache to show off his scars. He likes to see Salome perform.